Morty's Diner. Hot coffee without the toxic sludge. Morty's Diner. Hot coffee without the toxic sludge.
Well, greetings, people. Hello, people. Two-legged kind. How's everybody doing? Yeah. I'm still setting it up here. Well, okay, let's get some music here, and we can get the show going. See what's this. Yeah, that sounds all right. Okay. Here we are. It's a very cold, rainy, gray day outside. But that's it. That's all I got. Okay. Hello, one. How are you? Hello, Rich. Yeah, I'm getting some negative responses on the whale music. People are getting... we'll get to that, I guess. Yeah. Why don't I hear the music? Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, so it's Tuesday afternoon, and I have a statement to make regarding the channel, which may be of interest to some of the verse people out there, or may not be. And this Sunday, hello, Hurricane. Morty, the last time I heard this tune was when they still served egg creams in Brooklyn drugstores. Hey, you just reminded me, Hurricane. I'm going to send you a message on Instagram about something regarding that topic, if I can find it again. I'm sure I can. So look for it over the next day, and I think you'll enjoy it. All right, so here's my announcement. So last Sunday, I'm saying too many ums. Last Sunday I did a show which was a complete failure to launch. I put a week's worth of time and effort into it, and it just it died on the vine, to use that expression I heard in The Sopranos. Died on the vine. And so I've been working out the technical issues of how I can do it again successfully. And so here's the deal. I'm going to do the show again Sunday as I had planned it. That's this Sunday again. And if it works, fantastic. And if I can't get it to work the way I want it to work, technically wise, then I'm never coming back to YouTube. I will leave, the diner will just close down. And I'm serious. Because I have these plans of what to do, and if I can't figure it out technical wise, then I'm just going to close down the diner. And that's a fact. Whale music and all. Yeah. Okay. I didn't say I'd leave YouTube. I said I would close down the diner. You know, I might still chat. I would still chat here and there on other people's channels, and maybe even appear on other people's channels. But if I can't get the technical hurdles worked out on what I want to do on the channel, then I will just close down the diner in terms of, you know, new shows. Because, and I should be able to figure this out, because, you know, it's not difficult. But I don't have a Mimi T personal assistant here helping me out with all the technical stuff. So I'm feeling positive that I'll be able to do it, but also feeling negative, like or pessimistic. I don't know. But being as how I bought, I bought a new keyboard about 3 months ago, because the keyboard I have, which is a generic Chinese brand lighted keyboard with large keys, it's really, really good. I've had it for like a few years, and the keys are sticking. So I bought a replacement keyboard. I think it was $29 or $39, and I still haven't disconnected the old one and unpacked the new one and plugged it in. The install would take 1 minute. You just plug it in. That's all there is to do. Unplug and plug in the new one, and I haven't done it yet. It's still sitting on the floor in the original box. So hopefully I can unplug this keyboard and plug in the new keyboard. But even that's difficult for me. I know people don't believe anything I'm saying, but yeah, okay, let's see here. Great, okay. Hello, Dodger. Music is too loud. Okay, now you see, that's useful information. There we go, that should be a little better. All right, let's get back to the comments. Hello, Mrs. Wilkinson. Maybe Docs will give you his old iMac. Oh, no, it's not a case of that. It should be able to work just fine. I have a very good computer here, but I just don't have the technical wherewithal to do a lot of stuff. Uritan, Morty, you're full steam ahead. You are one of 3 channels still monetized in the community. Hoover in the super chats. Well, Hurtan, let's kick it off. How about a $500 super chat? My dental bill, by the way, is never ever going to get paid off. It's at $1,600, and I make a payment, and then with the interest, it goes down to $1,590, and I make a payment, and it goes down to $1,580. Basically, that's... So, you know, that $2,000 dental bill will wind up costing me $5,000 or $4,000. But hey, nobody cares. That's my deal. Hello, Bradley. Does it have extra large keys? No, it's just regular size keys. Like with phones, big buttons. No. It's just a regular size keyboard with regular keys. But the fonts on the keys are a little bit larger. And it's a backlit keyboard, which is really nice. So it's very, very good. But it's just a regular sized keyboard. Is Morty moving his show to Kick? Hello, Mega Value. I don't know what Kick is. I've heard of it. I have no idea what it is. Bradley, okay, I go back to the Shadowlands now. Huh? Okay. Oh, look who's here. Herman Ingram. I'm standing at the Pokemon machine. Hey, Herman, I watched a video of Richie Blackmore He did a birthday stream 4 days ago, live show. It was on, I forgot the channel it was on. And he took questions, from the viewers. And somebody asked him, because he said to Germany, he loves living in Germany, or he's lived in Germany and worked in Germany years and years and years of his career, and he loves Germany. He says Germany's produced the best composers, the best musical talents of any country. He actually said that. And then someone asked him, who's your favorite composer? And he said, Bach. And then someone asked him, what's your favorite piece by Bach? And he said, that Jesu man's desiring thing. And then he mentioned some fugue, which I don't remember. But you might find that contemptible but enjoyable. I don't know. Hurricane. Hey, $5. I didn't get the 500, but I got 5, so thank you. Drekovac has fled to Rumble. The diner is back, baby. I don't follow his hate channel. I just don't follow it. I might look at it a minute or two. That's about all I can bear. And I just, I don't know why he's gone to Rumble. I don't know the story there. He has had a number of channels. I don't know if he's still on YouTube and what channel he's on. I guess TFC, but I don't know. He's got another channel too. I forgot the name of. What's it called? Who cares? I don't know. Hello, Chili Badger. Drekovac is whack. Oh, he's beyond whack. Yeah. But anyway, I don't care. Right? I could not give a tinker's cuss. What happens? Right. Tinker's curse. Okay. I once asked for some cold porter. I got a glass of water instead. Right, well, that's like in Seinfeld. Oh, here we go, Seinfeld. George was talking about salsa and seltzer. How would a Mexican order salsa at the diner they go to, the coffee shop? They'd probably get seltzer instead of salsa. But, yeah, anyway. All right, but I'm not here to talk Seinfeld. I watched, just to talk about some of the other goings-on those channels. And I'll tell you a couple shows I saw over the 7 weeks I was healing myself, physically and emotionally and psychologically and spiritually, sexually, and culinarily. I saw a show Golden Baba did. He did a 1-hour show imitating Morty's Diner. And someone asked him, why are you doing this Morty's Diner takeoff show? And he said, well, I'm hoping to get Morty to come back. Of course, which, I don't know what he was thinking about that. But his show wasn't bad. His takeoff on the Morty's Diner show. But, boy, he's really interested in Morty's Diner. Amazing. And another I saw a show on the News Bro show about AD Never Calling, who's running that channel, and yeah, I'm not even going to say anything about that today. Maybe in the future I'll make some comments. But, someone, Doc's Report said to me a couple of months ago or 3 months ago, he said, this guy, Curly, this guy's living in your head. He said he owns you, which of course is ridiculous. But regarding AD Never Calling, this guy is obsessed with Morty. And previously he was obsessed with Crappy. He talks about me nonstop. He can't stop talking about me. And now it's all negative. comments. The guy is obsessed with Morty. I mean, obsessed. So talking about living in somebody's head, or, when Doc said he owns you, I said, I own him. Watch one of his News Bro shows. It's all he talks about is Morty. And he put out I saw a show a week ago, or I don't remember, and he put out a challenge to me regarding clips. And I can do that, but I would say to him, it was that line in that crappy Tom Cruise movie, Jack Reacher, where these 5 guys take him outside of the restaurant to beat him up. And he tells the dork, who's like the leader of these 5 guys, he goes, last chance, like anyone's going to be afraid of fighting Tom Cruise, but he says, last chance. And he goes, let's do it. And then Tom Cruise, in his ultra manly, scary delivery, like Charles Bronson or Lee Marvin, he's so scary. And he says to this guy who's going to beat him up, he says, remember, you wanted this. Like they're all going to be running from Tom Cruise. He's so frighteningly scary. He says, remember. What do you say? You asked for this. No, he says, remember, you wanted this. And then he, beat all the 3 guys up, whatever that was. So I would say that to AD Never Calling. If he really wants me to do that challenge, the challenge he put out to me, I would say to him, remember, you wanted this. So if he really wants me to do that, I guess I can get around to it, but it won't be pretty. Okay, let's move on from the negativity. Hurricane, I wonder if AD Never Calling's channel has joined those channels. Well, yeah, he's gone full-fledged nastiness. But, yes, they're naughty. Will AC3 flee to Rumble? His treatment of Caucasian pensioners is horrendous. Yeah, I don't know what he does. I don't follow the AC channel at all. He's not being nice at the moment. Well, deep down, how nice has he really been to the viewers? Chili Badger, hello, Crappy, and all that followed. The more the merrier channels in this tiny cesspool. Thank you. Thank you, Chili. Dodger, I ventured out of the Cotswolds last week and visited Lodz and Warsaw. Really? Very interesting. Mega Value, what does Morty keep on the balcony of his apartment? Anything interesting or unusual? Now you see, Mega Valued customer, I can give you a serious answer to that question. I mean, a deadly serious answer. I mean, really serious. If anybody wants a really deadly serious answer to that question, what does Morty keep on the balcony of his apartment? Anything interesting or unusual? I will answer that for a significant super chat, because the answer will be unexpected and I will be deadly serious. I'm serious. It's got to be a significant super chat, and I'll give you a hell of an answer there. Dodger would love to host you in one day. That sounds great. Hurtan, AC3 is mad at AD Never Calling for stealing the leads as well, Morty. Oh, really? Really? I see. Well, that's between those 2 guys, Mike the Mistake. To Mega Value, he keeps crappy watches and cheap 4s there. No. My answer would be worth a $50 or $25 minimum super chat, even in Canadian currency, because I'll give you a real answer. It's actually worth a $50 super chat. Hello, Crybaby Saggy Skin. I've heard some things about you, by the way, Crybaby. Anyway, how about naming a diner menu item after an orb as a tip of the cap to Baba's Diner Show? I don't know about that. Right. Herman, AC/DC is terribly overrated. Well, aren't they just the most basic form of rock and roll? I mean, just the most basic 3-chord kind of songs, But it works, Hurricane. Morty, it's been confirmed Watch Reporter never paid Nick the $450. Well, if that's true, isn't that just unbelievable? Well, now, Curly never paid me the $1,000 when he lost the bet. And then he weaseled out, but that's who he is, But I didn't know Watch Reporter didn't pay him the $450. $450 is nothing. I mean, I don't have $450 to pay anybody, but the guy drives a Bentley and has beautiful gold watches, so I don't know. That deal, that was a fiasco that never should have happened, After the first 3 shows, Nick should have just sent him an email saying, invoice, 3 shows for $450 delivered as promised. Send payment PayPal. And that would have been it. But I don't know what went on with those 2 guys. No lizards scurrying about on Morty's. No, we don't have any lizards here in the Northwest. I've never seen any lizards. I'll say interesting things, that's all. Bradley, hey, Morty, remember when you had AD on and he told that story about how he got into it with his brother? That was a great story. How can you be angry with him after that? I don't remember that story, honestly. He was on the show many, many, many times. He told that story about how he got into it with his brother. Yeah, I just don't remember the story. If I heard details about it, that might refresh my memory, but I just don't remember that. I saw ACD3 live 88. They were good. Yeah. Hello, Jimmy. Morty is correct. It's all just garbage and trash. What is just garbage and trash? Many things can be in that category. By the way, the banner scrolling on the bottom, welcome to Morty's Diner. Please remember to tip the staff. Thank you. It's in a gray color reflecting today's weather. Outside, cold, gray, and raining. Okay. So that was the announcement about the Sunday show, which I'm deadly serious about. If I can't figure out how to do the technical things I want to do on the channel, which are very easy to do, then I will just close down the Diner channel. The Diner, shows. I'll appear on other channels and make comments around town, but, I'm just not going to do any more on the channel. Hurton, I always said Bob's Penance price was good bang per buck. Oh, absolutely. I mean, the guy's loaded. If you really wanted to, make up with Morty, or you could have just, done Penance. But that's in the past. The Penance list, that's all done. So. Crybaby Saggy Skin, is Drekovac going over to Rumble part of his plant? Is the Drekovac going over to Rumble part of his plan to be the next Jordan Peterson? Does he have the intellectual heft? I don't know anything about Drekovac going to Rumble. I don't follow the latest goings on of what he's doing. Okay. Does he have the intellectual heft? Who? Mr. What was it? Mr. Viscountness and Misogyny? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Drekovac. Such a good... Yeah, well, if you look up Drekovac, Bear Clooney brought this up, the Drekovac thing. It's a Serbian folklore character. And in Serbian, it means shrieker. Dreckovac is Shrieker. That's why Bear Clooney called him the Shrieker, because it's perfect. Perfect name for the guy. But anyway, okay. Chili Badger. Nowadays, I would appreciate live Crappy on guitar with AC3 banging his drums. AC3 bangs his drum, yeah. Yeah, I haven't touched my guitars in 6 years. I don't even know why. I have 2 of them. I should just get rid of them. But I just can't make that jump to get rid of the last 2 guitars. Mega valued customer gifted 5 Morty's Diner memberships. Oh man, thank you so much for that, Mega Value. Thank you for that show of support. So nice of you. Thank you. Gift memberships have just been received by Bradley, Hurritan, Pavel, Mrs. Wilkinson, Dodger, and Error. Error. Okay, let's continue on here. Thank you very much, Mega Value. Pavel, Pavel, channel member, his ego is too big to stream to 4 people on Rumble. I really don't care what the hell the guy does. He's just, yeah, it's a great Serb word. God bless the... I'm not going to take it that far. But I did see him on the News Bro show with 80 Never Calling, and Bear was, throwing down the insults and put-downs on old Morty, but... which is very funny because, when he left YouTube, one of his many times of leaving YouTube, which he talks about me, but he's done the same thing, and... he talks about how much he apologized for being part of the hate machine, and he's embarrassed and sick of how he behaved. Oh, he's over there on AD Never Calling's News Bro, and he's not doing the hate, but he's doing the insults and put downs. But then he did say, I really don't dislike Morty. So who can figure that out? Hurritan, channel member. Morty, there's a new talent named Nofold that body slammed everyone on Tim's stream and then came over to Archie's to discuss all things diner related. Really? Let me read that again. There's a new talent named Nofold. Well, I've seen him pop up here and there. Okay. That's a very good screen name. No fold, that's good. That body slammed everyone on Tim's stream and then came over to Archie's to discuss all things diner related. Really, I don't know anything about that. That sounds interesting. Is Nofold the new breakout star? Well, Nofold's probably could be just an alias for an old timer, so we don't know. Yes, thanks to Mega Value. Okay. Hurritan, Nofold will be playing Narc in poker live on air while Angelic commentates. Is that a word, commentates? I don't think so. But I didn't think, what was that word? Not donator. I didn't think donator was a word, because that's what everybody was calling donators. Now, I looked that up, and you can use the word donator, but it's donor in my book. Yes, hate, viscountness, misogyny. And he's got a whole glossary of mispronounced, retarded words that are just incredible. Yeah. Chili Badger, Hurritan, thank you for your funny bone. It makes our fishbowl. I refuse to say that word, fishbowl. It's not a fishbowl. That's prison slang shit. It's I'm not a prisoner. I'm not a convict. Never been arrested. It's a cesspool. That's not fishbowl. Shout out to Nofold, bro. Okay. You think commentator's a word? It might be in Canadian English. I don't know. Let me look it up. It's like conversate. That's not a word. People use conversate. So what was that word? I gotta look this up. Where was it? Commentator. Okay, hold on. Can we? I'm using Chicago. Communicate. Commentator's a word, yes. That's correct. To be a commentator. But that's not the way I heard it used. But okay, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but let me move on. Yes, thanks to Mega Value, very good. Donator, exactly. A baconator, right. Hurritan, Morty, Patrick is acute with grammar and spelling. Sunday better come correct because the new bro show is ready for the challenges from what I hear. Listen, I was thinking of putting up just a post regarding News Bro and saying just very simply, challenge made, challenge accepted. But then I really wanted to then I thought I'd put on it in smaller letters. What did Tom Cruise say? Oh, remember, you wanted this. That sounds like the green room thing. Hold on, I got to get my Edward G. Robinson, or Al Capone voice set here. Remember, take that back, green room. What you said? No, that's not right. Yeah. Take that back, green room. Yeah, what you said. Yeah. Little Caesar. Yeah, Rico. Yeah. Nobody told Rico what to do. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Take that back, green room. What you said. Unbelievable. So I would put on that. Remember. Yeah. You wanted this. Or whatever that was. But if I have the time and the motivation, I'll do that. But I fold my own laundry, always have. Even if I were in the big house, I would be folding my own laundry. But I would not be having prison sex, no matter what. Nobody, this is, I won't say disappointing, but nobody made the $25 or $50 super chat to answer that question about what do I have on my balcony and do I have any balcony story. Where was that? Because I would have given a knockout blow of a answer to that question. But here it is. Mega Value. What does Morty keep on the balcony of his apartment? Anything interesting or unusual? Yeah, I can answer that for a $50 super chat. It would be worth your money. Just saying, nobody cares. Nobody cares. No Fold will be playing Narc in Poker Live. Okay. I'll be sure to miss that. All right. Breitling needs to make a montage of... Yeah, that would be a long video. I mean, that might go on for 10, 20, 30 minutes. So I don't think anybody would be able to watch it. Jimmy, Morty, as a proponent of the First Amendment, do you regard rebel screaming as something vicious, vile, and repugnant? Or is it every man for himself? I don't believe in this thing called rebel screaming. You do a show anytime you want. For many, many years, I never did a show when Archie Luxury was live because I supported the channel. But years ago, 2, 3, 4 years ago, who cares? Who gives a shit? Yeah. No, you do a show whenever you want to do. But what's interesting about your question there is last Sunday, I scheduled my show about 5 days in advance for 12:30 last Sunday afternoon. Then I saw Newsbro show set up a thumbnail for a show that Sunday at 2:10 p.m. Okay? because I assumed he would have watched my show and then gone into a hate stream at, after an hour and a half. Well, guess what? When I started my show at 12:30, Newsbro couldn't wait to get into his, because I'm living. Morty lives in this guy's head now. He couldn't wait to 2:10, so he started his show right when I started my show, to run concurrent with mine, which is the kind of stuff Curly does. So poor old AD Never Calling, poor guy. But I don't put anything into Rebel streaming. You do a show whenever you want, but yeah, and then people can choose what they want to watch, and you can always watch the replays. So Boris, hey Boris, wait, Morty and Patrick AD Never Calling will have a spelling bee. There's nobody on these YouTube channels who could beat me in a spelling bee. Nobody. Even Boris with his PhD. Or Spring and Fialta, the physicist engineer. They would be good competition, those two guys. But I don't believe anybody out there would be able to beat me in a spelling bee. Exactly. Spelling is hard. Exactly. Okay. Gigadwa, has Jax hopped on to promote the new show? My new show? His new show? What? I haven't talked to Jax on a channel in 2 months. Maybe more than 2 months. Dead hookers on the balcony. No dead hookers. And I heard from Eddie. He's on a plane to Mexico with his ma from Chicago. He's going to visit some Mexican pyramid, and he has not knocked up any girlfriends of his. How does he have money to go to Mexico? I don't have money to go to, to Eastern or Southern Oregon, whatever. Pavel, did Jax finally drink that concrete milkshake as T-Dubs implored him to do? I don't know what the concrete milkshake refers to. There's a thing you can buy in the drugstore. There was when I was a kid, way back in the 20s, a thing called kaopectate, which is an over-the-counter thing you can buy if you have really bad diarrhea. And the main ingredient is kaolin, which is like a clay kind of thing. And it had an interesting taste, like a clay, cement, concrete kind of taste. And I kind of liked, with a little bit of mint. They added some mint flavor to it. And maybe you can still buy it if you're just nonstop diarrhea, which I bet you a lot of these YouTubers have just ever-flowing diarrhea attacks of both orifices, But Crybaby, why weren't Congresswoman Phyllis McCormick's actions in ripping off millions in FEMA funds reported on nearly as much as George Santos's miscues? It's because she's a liberal Democrat, or she's a Democrat, yeah. Good answer, Mr. Morty, I agree. Good answer to which question? I don't recall, but thank you. Patty took the limelight. What does that mean? Well, she just resigned. Isn't she the congresswoman who just resigned? Yeah. Hurricane. I just beat you on a basic word such as commentate is a word. There's a different word that people are using. It wasn't commentate. Maybe I got mixed up, but it was something different, like conversate. Conversate is not a word. The word would be converse. But the question would be, could I spell it? Yeah, I could spell it. Yeah. If you read my super chat, I used the word correctly. Angelic would be providing commentary on the poker game. Well, that's correct. Yeah. I must have been thinking of some other bastardized form of commentate that I've heard people use. But, okay, we'll move on from that. All right, let's see here. His new channel show. Oh, I see. Right, okay. Gildan, Morty, so this isn't your elaborate plan to Webble stream Marcello Time? I don't know if he has a show on or not. Believe me, anybody who watches Marcello Time, if they can always look at my show on the replay. So, the Rebel streaming thing just doesn't make any sense. Gigi, who was Gigi? Was that Eddie's? I forgot who that was. I remember Chops. Wow, amazing. Didn't Lex say he would give you 20,000? He mentioned a few times he was thinking it over as a gift, but no, he's not going to do that. No. I mean, I'm open to anybody helping me out with any amount of money. 1,000, 5,000, 20,000, 26,000 is my debt right now. My crushing debt, which to mega millionaires is nothing. Certainly 5 or 10,000, 1 or 2,000, but yeah, some people get paid $2,700 to play with the sex head, rubber head, and masturbate on a show. And some people just get ripped off from $1,000 bet. So, what can I tell you? The secret to having extra money is to live off your mom, like Eddie and Jax works. I don't know why you say that about Jax. He's working his ass off apparently every day. So, all right, Powell gets it. Hey, Bubs. Hello, Dirk. Chili Badger, £2 super chat. Thank you very much, Chili. I support all watch channels. Thank you, Crappy. Thank you. Conversate is a word to converse. Let me look this up. Intransitive verb, to converse. Yeah, I mean, let me put it this way. Because according to the dictionary here, it is a word, okay? Anybody who uses the word conversate doesn't know that the better choice is to use the word converse, okay? So they just use the word conversate because they just don't know the right word. So they go, oh, conversate. But nobody in their right mind would use the word conversate. Now, maybe in British English speaking countries, they use the word conversate. Like they say controversy and aluminium and weird shit like that, And they say humor, H-U-M-O-U-R. They write it with the U kind of thing, But nobody in their right mind would use the word conversate. I'll put it that way. Any thoughts on Alan Dershowitz becoming a registered... Well, he's a scumbag. I don't care how brilliant he is. He helped OJ on the OJ Dream Team. And he said, well, that's my job. I represent... well, he's an appellate lawyer, but I represent clients. And he was asked, would you represent Hitler? And I think he said, yes, he would if there were a Nuremberg-type trial. And just because that's the job of an attorney, to provide the best defense, for a client, doesn't mean you have to accept the case. If you had any slight sense of morality, you would tell the guy, I'm not going to represent you. Find somebody else. So he's a media whore because he took the case. And the fact is, by joining the legal team for OJ, lending his talents, his legal expertise and all that, that could or does increase the chances that a guilty as hell client could prevail in court. And anybody with a shred of decency would not want to be part of that. It's not a matter of that's his job as a defense counsel. Well, I don't have to take that case. It's as simple as that. So he took the case because, one, he's a media whore, and two, he's a media whore. And that's my opinion. So he just became a Republican. I saw that earlier today. I don't know. Now, that guy, John Fetterman, who everyone thought was an absolute spasticated joke from Pennsylvania, turns out he's considering joining the Republicans because he's realizing that the Democrat Party is just a bunch of fanatic fascists. That's what it's turned into. And he's the most sensibly spoken Democrat of all of them. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So, yeah. Okay. Exactly. Jesus. Hurricane. Morty, if Drekavac squares up on his $1,000 bet, will you consider his penance to be paid and usher in his return? Well, no. The guy is just unworthy of my time. He's so far beneath me on the evolutionary scale, I can't even be no, that's not possible. But you make a bet, you pay on your bets. I remember what he was doing. He immediately ran over to Dis's channel, who had no idea what was going on. He said, I never was malicious. It wasn't meant to, I wasn't malicious. The word maliciousness was not part of the bet. The bet was, did you say this or not? Of course he said it repeatedly. I got all the clips. You hear that, news bro? Yeah. But he's not going to pay me. He's not going to show that he lost to all crappy, He goes, well, I wasn't being malicious. Well, if you weren't being malicious, then what were you, serious? So, I mean, but he's not going to cough up the the guy's a weasel. He's not going to pay on his promises, You make a bet, you live up to your bet, And it's not a money issue, because if he could give $2,700 to Ross Rachel Brady to basically jack off on on shows. I mean, and play with that sex head, Kimberly, and all that deranged shit. It's not a case of money. No, he can't possibly be seen. That would be like Al Capone making a bet with Elliot Ness, And then Elliot Ness wins the bet, and Al Capone's going to pay him $1,000. Are you kidding? Are you fucking kidding? And I'm not elevating the electrician up to the level of Al Capone, who was a mastermind, a criminal, But Al Capone never folded anybody's laundry, and he never sucked cock in prison. That can be guaranteed. And News Bro, I got the clips. You don't believe me about the sucking cock in prison? Ask Watch Nicholas. You heard it black and white. Well, I mean black and white. Yeah, right, yeah. And I can tell you for a fact, if I ever was in prison, there's no way in hell I'm sucking convict cock. I mean, there's just no way. If the penalty is you do this, we're going to split your skull open, I'd say, I'll do you one better. I'll go up to the 4th level and I'll jump off and kill myself. That's how much I would not do that, But, hey, what's the expression? If you suck cock once, you're gay. That's it. If you suck cock one time, you're a homosexual. Period. And that's the story on that. Gay, baby. Okay, bisexual. That's fine. Same thing, but yeah. Let's move on from that shit. Okay. Dirk Diggler. I mean, if I was Lex, well, you could say if I were Lex, but we're not going to get into conditionals here. I mean, if I was Lex and I knew I had 10 to 12 years left, I would just give you the $20K. Well, I understand. Listen, you see, Lex worked for his money. He worked very, very hard and astutely to collect his wealth, to amass his wealth. And he doesn't have to give it to anybody, okay? But you see that statement, Dirk, which on the one hand, one might say, well, yeah, I could see that. But on the other hand, if a truly needy person walked up on the street to Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know about Elon Musk. I don't know about him, his response. But if you walked up to Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg and said, hello, would you let me have $25,000? I'll pay you back, or you can make it a gift, or I'll try my best to pay you back every month. These guys would just have their security guys, body slam you, into the side of a wall. And to them, literally, $25,000 is a penny. It's probably less than a penny. If you're worth $50 billion, in fact, let's calculate this out right now. $25,000 over the $50 billion. That's 50 million. 50 billion equals what percent? Yeah, 0.000005. So as a percent, $25,000 to Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates or any of these scumbags is 0.00005% of their wealth. And it's probably even less than that because I picked 50 billion, not 100 billion or 75 billion. But no, it's like John Rockefeller would give out a dime. He would go on the street and give out dimes for the photographers to show what a nice guy he was, And, yeah. So anyway, Elon Musk, I don't know what he would do. He's a little bit different, I think. Okay. Pavel, mowing lawns, towing his mower with the Lexus. I bet Jax mows a hell of a lawn, honey. I bet you he does a great job. I bet you he's very attentive to the details. Yeah. Contextualization. But I'd love to see, well, I won't say anything. Okay. Morty, save the English lessons to us immigrants. It's now two words you thought were not words, but are clearly words. Well, let me put it this way, my subcontinental friend. There may be words out there, but nobody uses them, okay? And if it turns out that they are words, in fact, but nobody uses them, and then somebody does use them, it's so bizarre. They're using those words not knowing that they really are words is more of my point. So when someone says conversate, they don't really know that it's... Okay, it may be a word technically, but they're using that because they don't know that the real word would be converse. It's like the misogyny, viscountness kind of thing, Okay, let's continue on. Non-standard. Well, that's one way to put it, right? Viscountness and misogyny should be words. Well, now that's a very interesting point. Contact the Oxford Dictionary, people. And, right. Dirk Diggler, if you're an EDMM, what's 20K when you know you've only got 10 years left? Well, I might agree with you on that, but everyone, people can do whatever they want with their money, Sorry, I forgot America created the English. Well, we created American English. You created British English. Jimmy, Rancher is a defense attorney too, Morty. Do you hold the same disdain as with Dershowitz? Whoever Rancher picks for a client is none of my business. I don't know who he represents. I never asked him. Mainly, I guess, illegal aliens and dope. I would guess most of his defense cases are dope smokers, minor drug offenders, illegals, low-income people like myself, or no-income people like myself, and an occasional juicy case once in a while. But no, my, quote, disdain would be for any lawyer who has any... Well, you see, how can you say a lawyer, speaking... Well, I won't say that, but how can you say a lawyer has, putting that in the same sentence with integrity or moral integrity? I mean, but I'm a little different. I don't, if I don't want to represent the client, I don't represent the client. Say, find somebody else. You don't have to. Now, if it's a big, juicy jackpot prize winnings, of course the lawyer is going to take the case. But if you're already a mega millionaire, then it's a case of you're more of a media whore, and you want the spotlight. Imre Dershowitz on the OJ defense team. Yeah, California's trying to ban Nick Shirley's reporting. Yeah, I mean, if you want to see who they want to use an investigative reporter uncovering billions of dollars in Democrat grift and scandal, and they have a bill in the state legislature to ban his reporting on uncovering larceny, grift, graft, and cover-ups. I mean, it's a total violation of freedom of the press. But that's the Democrat fascist party for you. Lawyers love fame and money. Yeah. Lawyers, by the way, are the worst tippers. Ask any waiter, they'll tell you lawyers are the worst tippers. Absolutely true. Not myself, but yeah. The jury is to blame in the OJ trial, not the lawyers. Well, the jury was hand-picked. Well, what did Mickey say to Sly Stallone in Rocky 1? You saying they weren't good fighters? They was hand-picked. Or whatever Mickey said. They was all hand-picked. Yeah. Yeah, the jury was a bunch of mental morons. Same thing in the Michael Jackson trial. Same thing. Hand-picked morons. The Juice was acquitted, the glove didn't fit. Unbelievable. My favorite lawyer is Camille Vasquez. I don't know who that is. Maybe I do, but I don't know. I got thousands of clips, or hundreds or thousands of hours of clips. Yeah. Moral fortitude, hello Breitling, is definitely not, quote, it's just my job. I agree with that completely. Now, if you're a firefighter working for your local city, and there's a building on fire, and you get the call, as a firefighter or as a fire chief, you're not allowed to say, oh, that's a cannabis shop. I don't approve of cannabis, so I'm not going to send the truck. You have to respond to every call you get. That's a fire, okay? You can't say, well, I don't support bordellos, so the chicken ranch is on fire. I'm not going to send the rescue team and the fire trucks. You can't do that. You have to. But a lawyer can pick and choose his cases. And that's different. Okay. Convict cock. Never thought I'd hear that here. Hey, well, I'm just repeating what that guy was talking about, sucking the black cock. He actually used the N word and then immediately changed it to the B word. But don't believe me, ask Watch Nicholas. But I've got the clips. Everybody has those clips. It's just a matter of, do I want to sit? I actually tried to do that. Go through the old show, those, various old shows, and put together some clips. It's just painful to lower my intellectual level to such gutter level trash videos. It was painful. I had to stop. It was just like so beneath me. But I have tons of clips. Yeah, and one could say, well, if you're never going to use them, why do you have them? And I go, well, at the time I thought I would collect them and use them, but it's just so difficult to, Mega value. Oprah says getting fat from eating Twinkies is a genetic disorder and Ozempic is the cure. Well, she's just a disgusting woman, And Obama, what was that church in Chicago that she and Obama attended, that Reverend, forgot the guy's name, total hate America hating, quote, church. Hate Whitey and hate America church, Reverend, forgot the guy's name. Yeah. So I guess ass ramming is out of the question, 100%. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm not going to do that shit. If I couldn't beat the shit out of the guy threatening me, I would just say, wait, before you do it, I'll just take care of myself right now. Just go to the 4th or 5th level and jump off. But I would give a good fight, the best I could. But some things, just not going to do. But then again, I'm not gutter trash, so, I'm not going to have shower sex in the prisons or fold laundry, you know, or whatever else goes on in prison, convict life. Yeah. By the way, anybody been watching this guy on YouTube, Wes Watson? This guy, I've been watching. I've seen him for a couple of years, few years. Guy's a. Look up Wes Watson if you're interested. I mean, if you don't know about him, what a case. Okay, Jimmy, I must correct my diction. It's here, not here, in my last statement. I don't recall that, but okay. Hurritan. Hey, we got 25 viewers. Thanks everybody for watching the show. Morty, I'm earnestly working on a celestial discussion about flat Earth, interstellar travel, and stargates alongside guests Puck Elf, Mike the Snake, Nick Miller, and I don't know who Nick Miller is, and No Fault. That sounds good. You know, the last show I did before I took my break, Puck Elf was one of the guests, and he was very good to talk with. Way more interesting than lots of those misogyny people out there. Yeah, he showed his lightsaber, and we talked about Mokele Mbebe and Knights Templar and all kinds of interesting stuff. Yeah, he's way smarter than many of the people on the hate channels. Oh, no question about it. Rich Mitch, Tan, I'm banned on the live stream channel. Okay. You can sue for $100K if someone's bodyguard slams you. Well, probably much more than that. Yeah. Spring and Fialta, hello there. There is a difference between asphyxiation and asphyxiation. Absolutely. Right. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to get into this, but in your daily life, do you ever have conversations with somebody and all they talk about is cock all day long? Penis, cock, penis. That's all they talk about. In every reference they make, once or twice a minute, it's cock, penis, cum. That's all they talk about. So, I mean, everything you need to know it's right there in their words. Okay. Yes, what is the difference? Got it, okay. Docs might have, he's in such good physical shape, he might have 20 years left. Yeah. Or more, who knows? All right. Link for Lexter. Everyone has a reason to detest Dershowitz. You know, I've talked to other lawyers about this guy decades ago, and really, how much of the work does he do? He's got an entire team, or certainly back in his prime, you know, of, top-level law students at Harvard. They're doing most of the work. And then, you know, he goes over it and takes it to the appellate court, you know, or goes on TV. But he's not in the law library doing the work. He's got a 10, 20-person team of top-flight Harvard law students doing all his research and stuff, so... Now, I don't know what he's doing now. Maybe he's retired. I don't know. Right. Yeah, this Nick Shirley thing. In California, politicians should all be... I mean, the founders had it right, and the colonists about tar and feathering traders, you know. Public stocks, tar and feathers, dunking pools. They knew how to treat the people... I'm not saying people who were, you know, devil obsessed, but though there are those people on YouTube as well, or in politics, but Rich Mitch, I've been watching a lot of content about Rex Heuermann recently. Yeah, the Gilgo Beach, Long Island, New York killer. I watched an interview with the Suffolk County Sheriff about the Heuermann case, where he's currently in the Suffolk County Jail. That's New York State, Long Island. And this sheriff, wow, very impressive guy. Like 40-year career in what do you call it? Not prisons. You know, There's a word, I'm not thinking of the word. Well, anyway, 40-year career, graduate degrees, extremely well-spoken. He answered, the interviewer gave him very good questions, and he answered every question without any evasion or bullshit. Very impressive guy, the sheriff of Suffolk County. Yeah. The American Dictionary was created as a cover for bad English. Really? Jimmy, Morty, I recently saw a statement that the jurors on the O.J. trial voted not guilty to teach the white man a lesson. Yeah, that was part of it. No question about it. Yes, no question about that. That was part of it. Okay, let's continue on. Uh-oh. Okay. A whole lot of hate and judging happening today. You know, there's so many of these Democrat judges out there releasing vile, heinous people, dismissing cases, dismissing charges. These judges need to be held accountable. That's where the tarring and feathering comes in. They can do this without suffering any penalty or threat of penalty at all. It's I remember that show. Which show? The BNC, the Black Cock Show? Yeah. Oprah hired Dr. Phil to hand-pick a jury to bankrupt Texas ranchers. Absolutely. Dr. Phil was one of the leaders in jury selection. You could say jury tampering, but yeah, he used his psychology bullshit to get a jury that was hand-picked. It was hand-picked. BNC, absolutely right. Ask Watch Nicholas if you don't believe me. Eating Twinkies can be a defense for committing murder. Well, that was the San Francisco Twinkie defense. The guy got off, if I recall. The guy who murdered the mayor of San Francisco. Whatever his name was, I don't remember. Yeah. I don't think they allow 4-story open balconies in prison. Well, when you watch movies like about Sing Sing and Alcatraz and Leavenworth, they have like 4 levels of those cells. And the guys are all walking around on the top cell, 4th floor level. Unless they've all been fenced in now, you just jump off. Yeah. Wow, what a question. Okay. I don't know the details on that case. Okay. Hurricane, I'd venture to say Puck Elf is smarter than 80 Never Calling. Would you agree with that assessment, or should we leave it to the Sunday challenge? No, Sunday, I'm not talking about 80 Never Calling on Sunday. No. But Puck Elf is definitely smarter and has a much larger knowledge pool than many or most of these YouTube illiterates and deadbeats. JB, what's going on with JB? Haven't seen. Well, I haven't been watching that many shows, but JB is Jax's fluffer now. Pavel channel member. Really? Is that true? I don't think JB's a fluffer. He might be a supporter, but calling him a fluffer? Really? Who the hell is this Choco Daddy? Marcella Time is smarter than 80 Never Calling. Wheelie. Well, that's not true. We still have stocks in Gloucestershire. Well, you know, the back in the colonial era, they would put people in stocks. So they'd put your legs and hands in what they called stocks, wooden stocks. And you would sit there in the town square, immobilized, stationary, with your feet and hands locked in place with these wooden, you know, holders. And people come by and throw tomatoes and dog shit at you and, you know, pour salsa or seltzer all over you. And you couldn't do anything. You just have to take the punishment. But that was before the Bill of Rights. Herman, misogyny is completely understandable in this day and age. Yeah, but you're spelling it differently. It's M-E-S-O, M-E-S-O-G-E-N-Y. Was that it? Or, I don't remember. Yeah. Jimmy, Mr. Morty, I've been transferred by some YouTube vids where the cop pulls over people claiming to be sovereign citizens. What the? Yeah, I watch a lot of those videos. Well, that's a deranged bunch of Americans, or maybe in other countries like Australia too. It's spreading, where they don't believe they're American citizens. They're either part of the Moorish Empire. Those people are truly deranged. Okay, and they're YouTube educated. Yeah, and. They're an American national, not an American citizen. So the laws of America don't apply to them. They don't have to have a driver's license. They don't have to do anything. But they'll drive on a taxpayer-paid highway, but not have to follow the rules. You see, they're all sick, demented, deranged, delusional, and they always wind up the same. The police breaks open the window and yanks them out, throws them on the pavement, and they get handcuffed and pepper sprayed. They're all deranged. Okay. Rich Mitch, I saw the Suffolk County Sheriff interview too. He's got a lot of stuff on YouTube. Totally agree. Really top man. Yeah, very, very impressive sheriff. Very impressive. The other not Chicago. There was a guy from Michigan, was it, who appeared on Fox News, sheriff from Milwaukee. Forgot his name, the sheriff from Milwaukee at the time. He was very impressive, too. And Florida has some really phenomenal sheriffs who have YouTube. They post on YouTube on behalf of their sheriff's department. And really great law enforcement guys. Yeah. I picture Morty falling like Edward James Olmos in American Me. Yeah, I saw that movie when it came out. And I really don't remember much about it. I barely remember anything about the movie. Yeah. Puck Elf specializes in lightsabers and robotic hands. Correct. Right. If A.D. Never Calling was as smart as Puck, he too could be living in a van down by the river. People have a misconception about commercial success or wealth accumulation versus intelligence or smartness. I mean, Ted Kaczynski was a genius, mathematical genius, but he was a nutcase. Okay, so the two don't necessarily go hand in hand. A lot of taxi drivers in New York City with PhDs, or at least there were. Now they're all, as Joe Biden would say, you can't go into a 7-Eleven without, Hey, Green Room, how's it going? Yes, the Moorish Empire, right? The Moopish Empire. And the sovereign citizens, they don't register their car, they don't get insurance, they don't use an official driver's license. They make up their own driver's license, and they make up their own license plates. And just insane people. Hurricane, for the new Strem at the holiday, man, Jax bought a new MacBook Neo, which he has been setting up for 48 hours now. It reminds me of when you got your new computer, Morty. Well, my new computer was the same as my old computer, just a newer model and a larger screen. So there was no setup involved. I immediately knew what to do. If I had an iMac, that would it would have been easy but challenging. But I mean, in terms of a learning curve. But in a week or two, it would have been easy as hell. So maybe I should have just bought a 24-inch iMac. Yeah. True Romance. I don't know if I ever saw that. Yeah. Andy was a great sheriff. Yeah. Sheriff Joe Arpaio from Phoenix, Maricopa County. He was great. Yeah. Yeah, come on, man. Incredible. Hello, Pasta. My bicycle mechanic has a PhD in what? It's a crazy new world. In gender studies? What? Chicano studies? Political science? What's his PhD in? Botany? Right. Jimmy, Tim Cook has stepped down, Morty. Is Apple fuck this fuck China? I don't know anything about the Apple company, or Tim Cook, besides being, very gay. I don't know anything about Apple products or the Apple business goings on. Did your parents ever read pulp magazines? No, never. Yeah. It's interesting. Hurritan, someone mentioned that you're a really big comic book collector and you have some really high value collectible comics. I mean, really high value, rare comic books. That's amazing. All that money, and you can't give Morty a $20,000 loan. Actually, $25,000 loan. Pay you back $200 to $500 every month. I mean, you're never going to get you're never going to get a better deal than that. You'll never get a better deal than that. Like the Armani suit. Yeah, he's very gay, right? But that, whatever. There's differences in gayness. I mean, you can be gay and be totally kind of normal, and then you can be gay and be a 400-pound man dressed up as a woman, wearing a dress and a nose ring and pink hair and demanding a Brazilian at a female salon, who calls everybody a fascist, but can't explain what the word fascist means. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway. In other words, your basic Portland resident is what I guess I'm saying. Well, I'm going to, I don't know why I will do this. I'll put up the invite link. I'm sure I'll regret this. Well, no one's going to join the panel anyway. And I really have nothing to talk about. I just thought I'd come on a rainy, cold, gray Tuesday and waste a couple hours. Hurritan, where is it? I know the former owner of a famous Portland hotel called the Mallory. I'm not familiar with that hotel. Morty, you enjoy your assessments you give us. Well, I mean about the money. I mean, there's so many millionaires and decamillionaires on these channels. I mean, to toss Morty 500 or 1,000, I could be debt free in one day. But and I would document every debt paid with copies of the bill and the payment receipt, so they would see the money's not going for dildos, sex toys, call girls, booze, and trips around the world or to Thailand. So it would be money well spent and money that would be repaid. But, that's the way it goes. Yeah, right. Wasn't that a TV show? I never saw that. It was something like that. The hotel changed names to Deluxe or something. Yeah, there is a hotel downtown somewhere called Hotel Deluxe. I saw them advertised in the airplane magazines. But it's not really in a very nice part of downtown Portland. It's, yeah. Well, let me take that back. 10 years ago, it was probably a fine area. They also owned the former Imperial Hotel. Never heard of that, which is now called the Lucia. I've heard of that hotel. That's an upscale hotel somewhere downtown, I think. Okay, it's the Hotel Deluxe. I know where that is, somewhere downtown. Plaza Hotel. I don't know a Plaza Hotel in Portland. Pasta, have you run up the rocky stairs? The Walrus has been in a tiny room for weeks in China. I don't follow the Archie adventures. I don't know what he's doing. I couldn't care less about Mrs. Lai. I mean, Doc's Report is so engrossed in reporting on Archie and Tim on a every show basis, and I don't see, like, well, who cares? Why? Who gives a shit? You know? Yeah, whatever. Morty, you should do a show on America's most haunted hotels. That's interesting. Hurricane, I had a idea for a show, Canadian related. I thought it might be a very good idea. And I mentioned it to someone who said, that's a very interesting idea, but maybe think about it more. So, but it would be a very good show, totally Canadian themed and unexpected by the Canadians, especially who watch the channel, but, or anybody, but maybe I'll do that. But I think it would be very nice as a 1 hour special show. Yeah. I don't know about haunted hotels. I don't know about that, but, Hurricane, I challenge you to watch this movie. I'm going to put it here. I challenge you to watch this movie. And if your family can handle it, I challenge you to watch this with your family, all together. Here's the movie. I just typed it in there. That movie fucked me up so badly, I can't even begin to tell you how bad it fucked me up. For life, even now. I still think about that film and how it screwed me up. Absolutely scary as shit. So, Hurricane, there's your challenge, right? That's correct, right. I believe the Pacific Northwest spawned many serial killers. What do you mean serial? You mean like post Raisin Bran? What are you talking about? Cracked bell. Well, that's, yes. All right, you've been warned. How long have I been wasting? I've been here for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Unbelievable. And what kind of support am I getting? $5 from Hurricane, 5 gift memberships from Mega Valued, and £2 from Chili Badger. That's it. No $5,000, no $500. You know, it's hopeless. Yeah, anyway, okay, what else can we talk about? Yeah, it's cool to see, but all the tourists are Chinese that swarm. What, in Philadelphia? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, that Hotel Deluxe might be a nice hotel, but the neighborhood is such shit. It's turned into such shit. It's not a good choice. Now, why you Webble stream more? I'm not Webble streaming anybody. If he's on, I didn't look to see if anybody else was on. Doesn't matter to me if anybody else is on. Believe me, he doesn't care if I'm on. I don't care if he's on. People can watch whatever they want to watch. And why would anybody watch the Marcelo stream anyway? I mean, that's unbelievable. But hey, you know, whatever. Hurricane, in Montreal and Toronto, which hotels would you recommend if they ever get any money to travel and do get up there to Canada? Can you recommend a good hotel, not the 5-star, most expensive, but what would you, do you have any recommendation for a Montreal and a Toronto hotel? And don't say Pod 51. Wow. Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah. Oh yeah, very well. He's not in Montreal or Toronto. Very funny, right? I don't know about going to his hotel. I heard the food's not is iffy. The shrimp is very stringy. The coffee's cold, so I don't know. Jimmy, it's weird, right? It's not that long ago that it all took place, and there it is. It's a cool piece of history. What, the Liberty Bell? Yeah, amazing. Yeah, you could take a photo of the Liberty Bell and show it to every elementary and junior high and high school kid in America. And what percent do you think would able to recognize what it is? What it was? What it is? What it was? Yeah. I would say 80% would not be able to identify it. Yeah, it's true. Maybe more than 80%. But they could name the 3 Kardashian sisters and tell you everything about them. Would love to have been around back then in a time machine just to get a feel for that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I've changed my coffee, my go-to coffee brand. I was Pete's Coffee House Blend for the longest time, and now I've switched over to Gevalia House Blend. Now I like that more, and it's the same price. So Gevalia House Blend is my for home coffee. That's what I buy now. 4.5 years ago, I bought. Well, in fact, Herman was telling me about this stuff back then as well, about Coinbase and Ethereum and Bitcoin. So 4.5 years ago, I bought $100 of Ethereum, not knowing anything about Ethereum or anything about it, but everybody was talking about it. So I bought $100 of it just to see how you do it, how it works on Coinbase or whatever it was, you know. And then I never looked at it since. So last week or 2 weeks ago, I logged into Coinbase and I sold the Ethereum for $140 that I had purchased for $100. So that was the only crypto I ever had, shitcoin wise, and so there's nothing in my yeah. So I got rid of that. Was that a success? $100 into 140 over 4.5 years? I don't know. Yeah, I don't do the grinding beans anymore. I just can't deal with that. I have that stuff, but I mean the grinder and shit. But I just go for ground coffee. It's fine. Maxwell House instant coffee, black only, every day for many years. Well, the Maxwell House that you can buy now is not the same as it was 50 years ago. I think Maxwell House, U-Ban, and those brands, they package the absolute dregs, most rancid, rotting, sweeping them off the floor coffee bean products now, you know. I mean, it's really undrinkable stuff. But, like Folgers, it's horrible. But if the person likes it, they like it. I did have Maxwell House coffee in the 60s and 70s. It was like the number one brand, but it's not the same anymore. It's not the same product anymore. Crybaby Saggy Skin, did you do anything fun during your recent break from YouTube? Fun. Well, that's not really a reasonable question because I haven't done anything fun in 20 years. So, yeah. Morty, I bet Trader Joe's has excellent selection of coffee, both beans and ground. I used to buy Trader Joe's coffee regularly for years. I bought their Columbia Supremo, which is a whole bean, comes in a canister, maybe a metal canister, and it's very good. I also bought their Wake Up blend, which had a little bit extra caffeine bump to it, and that was good. But their Columbia Supremo is good. But I haven't bought that because I don't do the coffee grinding anymore. Now you can use the store grinder that everybody uses there, but I don't know how often they clean it and how clean it is inside that coffee grinding machine at the supermarket or at Trader Joe's. So I don't do that. But yeah, their coffees, their Columbia Supremo was good, and the Wake Up blend. Hey Rufus, hey Mort, we have a coffee stream going. Not really, just a little bit there. You should try Black Ivory coffee. Never heard of it. But if anybody wants a nice, pleasant, everyday coffee, any time of day coffee, a Gevalia House Blend, it's pretty good. It's better than I like it better than Lavazza or Illy or a lot of brands. Gevalia Signature Roast, they don't sell on Amazon or at the supermarket. You have to join the Gevalia website to get this. That was really, really special. The Gevalia Signature Blend. That was really good. But I had that like 15 years ago. Pasta. What's the coffee that is monkey crap? It's like the most expensive. Oh, you mean like that stuff from Coffee Liwak? What's it called? Where the civets eat the coffee beans and then they shit them out. I think that's Indonesia. And then they clean the coffee beans and they taste incredible. Coffee Luwak. That's it. I never had that. Hurricane. Lex said you had no method to repay the requested $20K loan. That's not true. However, I did point out you are one United flight away from heading back to Brooklyn to meet with a Genovese loan shark. Well, that would be suicidal to do that. No, I have money every month from various sources that come in, but the interest that I pay on all my debt, it's like the debts never gets reduced because there's just not enough money coming in to reduce the debt, and the interest just keeps sucking it all up. Yeah, that's it, Serdi. Yeah, Kopi Luwak. That's it. But I can certainly, instead of paying all my credit cards, I would just pay the lender instead. They would get all their money. I would eliminate all the debt. Wouldn't be wasting all that money in just an endless hole in the ground of interest. And it's win-win all around. But, what can I say? Yeah, First Amendment auditors. I hate those fucking people. Do you ever watch First Amendment auditor streams? Do you think you could ever be one? No, I would never want to do that. Might be dangerous to do that in the communist. It would be dangerous to do in Portland. I detest those fucking people. They just waste police officers' time. and resources, and they accomplish absolutely nothing. Yeah, hey, Serty. Rufus, do you have an expensive machine to do so? What, grind coffee, is that what you're saying? Serty, Rufus, I actually really enjoy Lavazza. Well, Lavazza is a good brand, but I enjoy, and I've tried their different offerings plenty of times, but now I like Gevalia House Blend. I bought the Gevalia Colombian. I didn't care for that much. But Rufus, I actually really enjoy Lavazza, red and silver one. It's a good all-round coffee. Well, that's true. I agree. Coffee Luwak and Blue Mountain are way overrated. Well, I never had, I may have had Blue Mountain. I don't remember. That's from Jamaica. Coffee Luwak I've never got. I never had. I bet Baba could be a First Amendment auditor. I bet you he could be. And he'd be obnoxious as hell doing that. Even more obnoxious. Right? Just claim bank. Well, no, because I have a good credit score, and that would be decimated if I. It would be totally destroyed. So I don't want to do that. Now here's a community cesspool question. Yeah, hey Danny, Lavazza's good. Stock up when Costco. Right. Okay. Did anybody ever see Urban Gentry, a TGV? One of his first shows years back. This is when I did watch him in the beginning, when he first came around. TGV did an episode on something like how to brew or how to make a proper cup of coffee. You know, this is like you're an Italian aristocrat, you know, a British Italian aristocrat. How to brew a proper cup of coffee. So he instructed his lemmings, his viewers, how to use. He recommended you get Lavazza coffee, and you're a coffee maker, and he showed how you measure the coffee and put it in the machine, and you have to have a proper coffee cup. And he spoke, of course, in that totally stilted, phony way of talking that he uses. And it was laughably ludicrous. But, you know, his audience was into it, I guess. And that was one of the last shows I ever watched on his channel, because I think the last show I ever watched on Urban Gentry was when he did the interview with the guy from you know, Tim, what's his name? When he got hired by the watch company in Philadelphia. That other website. I forgot the name of that place. And that guy, Tim. You know who I mean. And that's where he talked about the Jingle Jangle Jubilee bracelet and just laughably embarrassing, ludicrous, pathetic. Yeah. Tim Masso. That's when you did the interview with Tim Masso. That was it. Unbelievable. So that might have been, and I wasn't watching them then, but when I did see that video. Rufus buys pre-ground. What do you mean pre-ground? Wouldn't that just be ground coffee? Espresso or very dark roast. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I don't like French roast or Italian roast, for example. It's really weak. I like brewing espresso like long drip brew. Mm-hmm. Serty, my favorite coffee at the moment is French vanilla. Yeah, I used to buy flavored coffees like chocolate and mocha and all that. Hazelnut. I don't like any of those. I don't buy any of those. I just like plain black quality coffee. I don't add anything to it. Mm-hmm. Right. But the worst coffees I've ever had in terms of supermarket brands, Seattle's Best, Just awful. Undrinkable. This is chain gang. These things are worse. I wouldn't give them to a chain gang. That's how bad they are. Seattle's Best, Folgers, chock full of nuts, which was the New York brand for decades. I bought that and it was undrinkable. I had to throw the whole thing out. It was just absolutely the worst dregs of any coffee factory. They probably just scooped them up off the floor and put it in cans. I mean, chock full of nuts, Seattle's Best, Folgers, Community. There's a brand that used to be the A&P brand, like 5 o'clock or 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. coffee or 8 a.m. coffee. Some absolute. Oh, Target sells it. Yeah. I forgot what they call it. Unbelievable. Coffee's more addicting than many other drugs or alcohol. Yeah, but you're not going to break into a doctor's office at night to steal narcotics to get money to buy a can of coffee. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Anyway. I once got some coffee from Spain called Marcelo. It wasn't expensive, but really not. You got to be kidding. Right. I've never had coffee with a cigar. I haven't smoked a cigar since I was a teenager. I just don't see probably 17. I don't see what the purpose of a cigar is. I mean, smoking wise, not Bill Clinton wise. You know, the Monica thing, you know. I quit coffee cold turkey. Now I get morning headaches. So I started drinking tea. It seems to help. What tea exactly? What brand? And what do you get? Give us the details there. Choco Daddy. It's a very suspicious screen name. I don't know. If anybody likes black tea, I mean, I'll share this with the viewers. I think the brand name is called Taylor's of Harrogate or something like that. Some Englishy sounding name. Well, I fucked up the caps button, but yeah, look for that. You can buy this on Amazon or in a good supermarket. Taylor of Harrogate Scottish breakfast tea. Comes in a black and blue package. It's a unbelievably great tea. Incredible. Yeah, jasmine. I'm not big on this jasmine stuff. Yeah. Marcello coffee from Spain. Unbelievable. Wheelie good? How could you drink it with that name? Oh, sir, you've had that. Taylor of Harrogate Scottish breakfast. Now, I bought that same brand, their English breakfast and Irish breakfast. It's not the same. They're Scottish breakfast tea. It's a strong but beautifully flavored tea. It's phenomenal. And of course, there's Yorkshire Gold, which English people drink, according to tickers. Marcello coffee. What's next? Tabacha tea? Yeah, unbelievable. I'm gonna look this up. Marcello tea. Here it is. Unbelievable. That's the brand name, Marcello. Packaging looks good. From adagio.com. Oh, that's one of their many brands. I see. Wow, amazing. Wow. Really? That's interesting. Okay. Make the mistake. Nabob's Metropolis Noir was referenced in Tragically Hip's Greasy Jungle. I have no idea what you're talking about. You think so? Okay. You sold beef at $10 a gram. Well, yeah, but that kind of Japanese small restaurant, those are the prices. Yeah. Good. Everybody go to the Marcello channel and enjoy the content. Amazing. Last thing I heard about him, he went to Dubai to visit Metal Jock, and I don't know the details, so I might be mistaken. He was in a car accident, and he broke his arm, and mommy they both broke their arm, or something like that. I don't know, but thank you, Pasta. Yeah. Yeah, if regarding this kind of idea here, if the Rolex company makes 1 million watches a year, then what's the big deal about it? Why is it such a big deal? And if the watch is a lot of videos on YouTube about many of the components of a Rolex are manufactured in China. I don't know if this is true or not, but there's lots of videos on this. And the watch is really a $1,500, or let's say a $3,000, $2,000 watch. It's all marketing strategy why Rolex is $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. So why? What's the big deal? Has the marketing advertising strategy been so effective that people will pay $10,000, $20,000 for a watch which really is $3,000, $4,000? Maybe so. Pasta. Can we have a Morty Patrick truce? Well, he started the whole thing. And, that's all I'll say about that for now. Hello, Perry. You can't make this stuff up. Solo is loony. Well, completely, yeah. Well, that's what many of these YouTube channels are saying, that a significant number of the inner guts of a Rolex are manufactured in China. And the watch, of course, can still say Swiss made because, the final assembly and a certain percentage of the parts manufacturing is done in Switzerland. But that doesn't matter to a Rolex owner because they want that, quote, prestige image. Is it a better watch than Longines? Maybe. Technically, I don't know. Is it better than many omegas? I don't know. Ozzy Expat, a guy like that could analyze that, but you know, it's the prestige and show off, the flaunting factor. That's what people pay for. Yeah. The only thing China doesn't make is Chinese food at P.F. Chang's. That's made by drywall. Drywall content, right. Yeah, Perry, how's it going? Oh, really? Okay. Well, I don't have any time slot, any fixed time slot. The Sunday 12:30 could be a good time for me, and but Newsbro show, as I mentioned an hour ago or when I started, I set up my show with 5 days notice. I put up a thumbnail 5 days before my Sunday 12:30 show last week. And then I noticed Newsbro show posted a thumbnail for his channel same day at 2:10 p.m. All right. And then when I started my show, he changed his start time and ran his show concurrent to mine. You see? How about that? Yeah. What does that tell you? Morty's living in his head. That's what it tells you. Yeah, amazing. I've only been to P.F. Chang's once. That was at the P.F. Chang's in Beverly Center in Los Angeles. And that would have been in the mid or late 90s. Very, very crowded, very busy, but I don't know what the big deal was. There's much better Chinese food in New York. In your local, town Chinese restaurant. There was a good Chinese restaurant. In fact, the best Chinese restaurant I found in all of Los Angeles was a very small place in Palms. Palms is kind of near Culver City, if you know that neighborhood, and very small. And it was the most authentic Cantonese style, New York style, quality, very, very good food. And I would take friends there when we went out for Chinese food instead of, P.F. Chang's or some other crappy restaurant. Yeah. In fact, I took some Korean girlfriends to this particular Chinese restaurant, and they loved it. They thought it was really great, which it was, yeah. think it stopped raining here. Yeah, I'm looking at out the window. It stopped raining, but it's still chilly and completely gray. Total cloud coverage here. I'll go out for a bike ride after the show because I enjoy this kind of weather. Hello, GD, channel member for 18 months. Just tuned in. Any new clips, Morty? No, not today. No. GD, you want to hop on the panel? I just posted the link. Here it is. There's the link. Hop on, GD. I went to the Salvation Army thrift shop, and there's no brand name on it. It's just a cheap piece of shit. The wheels wobble. The foot brakes don't work. But it was only $15, so I used that. Gigadwa. Thoughts on playing clips every 5 minutes, Morty? Well, if you can't think of anything to do, then... outside of just talking about cock all day long for your show, play clips. If all you do is show other people's content and talk about cock, then you have to play clips every 5 minutes because that's the show. Whatever. There'll be clips in the future, but nothing new today. Right, baby saggy skin. Would you ever mount your phone on your bike and gonzo stream your bike ride? Well, you see, I could do that. That would be fun. But you see, to what effect? I mean, to what end? I mean, I get 5 people watching and not one super chat. Maybe 20 pesos. That would be it. So why, I feel like why go through all the effort, Believe me, there'll be plenty of there'll be plenty of new clips coming up, GD, but or plenty of clips coming up, but yeah, different ones. What effort? Just buy them out. Yeah, I mean, going for the ride and hoping people will watch and make good comments and support the show, and I'll get nothing. I'll just get insults and who does this guy think he is? And you know what I mean. GD, 100 pesos. Thanks very much. Symbolic support. Thank you. Rufus, well, you already get that kind of support, Morty. You never know. You got to try new things. Well, that's a good point. So I'll think about that. Yeah, not too hard, but I'll think it over. Oh, coming up soon enough. Yeah. Go back to Voodoo Donuts and snoop around. That was a really fun show I did. I thought that would be a phenomenal show, going to Voodoo Donuts and And I went to that same show. I went to the zoo and then Voodoo Donuts and then walked around downtown for an hour, live streamed the whole thing. And I got very little support for that, and not that impressive number of views, you know. You know, you're right. I just looked up. I don't know why I did, but I just looked, and Marcelo Time is on live right now. He's got 5 viewers. And any comments there? Oh, he's got the audience that you would expect. Oh, there's Hurritan. Hurritan says, Morty said that Puck Elf is a smarter guy than AD Never Calling. Very interesting comment there. Always looking to stir the pot. AD Never Calling just gave him a $1.99 super chat. And he gave him another $1.99 super chat. And AD said, Marcelo, your watch talk is second to none. And he gave him another $1.99, and he says, Crappy Morty is a banning coward. Talk about living in a guy's head. Holy shit. And another comment from AD Never Calling. Morty is welcome on my channel to defend himself. He bans people and talks shit about them because he's a coward. Well, you know, the word coward comes right out of the Chicago dictionary there. Coward, you're a coward, you're a coward. Defend myself. He's the one that created the problem, not me. Jesus. But he's over there pleading, you know, not pleading. He's over there, you know, was over there, you know, whatever, you know, incredible. He's got it backwards, you know. Amazing. Wow, what amazing. Okay, enough of that. Jesus. Gigadwa, hey, 99-cent super sticker. Thank you very much for some channel support. Real Perry, I can't watch Marcelo. Unbearable. Well, you know, AD Never Calling's over there. He just gave him $3.99 super chats. Talking about Morty. I think this guy goes to sleep thinking about Morty. You know, he goes to bed at night and then he's lying down with his head on the pillow. He's going, Morty. Yeah, Morty. 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 Unbelievable. Rufus. Well, you're not the only one who gets trolled by their audience. Archie's crying the blues over his audience full of trolls. Crybaby. You and Patrick seemed like such good pals. What the heck happened? Well, if you were watching my show back when things went sour, it's all his fault. I mean, the guy's just incorrigible. Is that the word? And I'm not sure if that's the right word I want to use. He just won't listen to me. Let me check if that's the right word I'm thinking of. Yeah, incorrigible. Yeah. Yeah, it's the perfect word choice. Yeah. It's all up to him, you know. Incredible. But I could tell you stories, you know, beyond that, but I certainly wouldn't. At least, I don't know. Real Perry, hey, 99-cent super chat. Thank you very much for some channel support. Real Perry, appreciate that. Okay. I just looked again. AD never calling. He just posted. Morty is a cowardly banner. That's his new word now. Coward. You ever hear the word, the number of times he says, that guy says, coward? It's like petulant child. That's one of his other phrases. He can't stop saying, petulant child. I don't want to talk about that shit. Morty is welcome in my channel to defend himself. Well, first, why would I go to his hate channel? And there's no need to defend myself because I didn't do anything that needs defending. Jesus, incredible. Then he says, Morty is a cowardly banner. Then he says, don't worry, Marcelo. No one else knows he's on either. Jeez, he can't stop talking about me. Unbelievable. The guy lives in a palatial type home with an expansive backyard and a beautiful swimming pool. You know, and he's got the money to relax and enjoy his life, and he spends hours and hours on these channels spewing. Well, now he's spewing hate and talking to Marcelo. I mean, these things are just unimaginable. You know, how people, you know. Unbelievable. Whatever. Patrick's voice is a bit higher. Oh, that's correct. Yeah, right. Well, the coward. That's the electrician's voice. Coward. Yeah. That's the worst voice I've ever heard of any human on the planet. It's absolutely unlistenable. The most unpleasant voice imaginable. It's unlistenable. Yeah. To me. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. What's Marcelo's show about today? Oh, he's talking with AD about Morty. Jesus. Incredible. Well, I'm getting hungry for lunch. It's wow, it's almost 4:30. Shit. I think I will make Rufus, any changes on the menu? Nothing significant. No. I haven't looked at the menu in a couple months, to tell you the truth, so I don't know. I think I will make some rice and throw in a can of tuna and a can of green peas and a little bit of mayo and stir it all up, and I'll have that. Yes, I'm on the West Coast. Giga, well, Morty needs to do a new bro appearance. You got to be joking. Yeah, for a $25,000 gift or loan arrangement, I would do that. You know, when I mentioned this $20,000 thing a long time ago, and I keep bringing it up because it's good content. A lot of the haters, especially over the 2 months or so I was gone, the 7 weeks I took off, a lot of the haters, no need to mention them by name right now, but they were talking about this lowlife Morty would never pay back that $20,000. He says he would pay it back, but he would never pay it. He would never. And it's just unbelievable. I repay everything, and my payment my payments are monthly payments wise, meticulous, exceptional. I never miss a payment to whatever the credit card or whatever the bill is. It might have to be the minimum payment, but I never miss a payment. People are just filled with hate. One asshole on those hate channels called me the scum of the earth. Oh, it was Memovox. He said I talked about Lure Pack butter, which is the finest butter I've ever found anywhere, ever. It's from Denmark, Lure Pack, Lurpak. So I talked about that on my channel a couple times years ago, about Lure Pack butter. I said, if you can find it, buy it. It's the best butter anywhere. So Memovox, who's just drenched with hate, the guy lives to hate. He's on the Newsbro show. He's watching the Newsbro show, so that's a match right there. And he said Morty was something making fun or something of Lure Pack butter. The guy's the scum of the earth. Can you imagine what a sick person that is? What a real sicko. Jesus. Real Perry, $1.39. Thank you very much for the super chat. Perry, thank you. GD, have you subbed to that guy? Why would I? Are you kidding? Yeah. Thank you, Perry. See you next time. Maybe Sunday. So long. You think I'm going to watch that mind-numbing, brain-deadening shit? Are you kidding? Mind-numbing, brain-deadening, functionally illiterate shit. Mind-numbing, brain-deadening, functionally illiterate, vicious, hate, soulless shit. Are you kidding? Satanically possessed. I got to put that all together. Yeah, that's a good description. AD never. I got the Morty's the Marcelo thing on my phone. AD is still talking about me. He posted here, "Hi Morty." This is on Marcelo's chat. "Hi Morty, you are always welcome to enter my chat and be free to express yourself. We don't ban people on the Newsbro show. Freedom." This guy's pathetic. Yeah, incredible. Okay, I'll turn that shit off. Yeah, no, I didn't get any Cash Apps, PayPals, or Ko-Fis today. Yeah, some people have told me, you got to put that information in the stream. so people see it. But I can do that, but I never get anything anyway. So I mean, I'll go ahead and do that. But there's Cash App. There's Ko-Fi. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Here's PayPal for that $25,000 PayPal. There you go. Well, that's his lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. Besides, GD, you're one of his fans. You'll be watching him no matter where he appears. Ko-Fi links must be pinned, Morty. Grifting 101. Ah, really? Well, it's posted now, but... I did get one Ko-Fi. I think I've had Ko-Fi for 6 months, 9 months. I got one. Oh, hello, Doc's Report. Audio excellent. Oh, that's good to hear. Content piss poor, but audio excellent. Very good. So I'm getting hungry. I only had breakfast. For breakfast, I had an English muffin and 2 eggs and some orange juice. Orange juice. And that's all I had today. By the way, I've watched videos about an all-sardine diet. And where if you eat... 3 cans of sardines a day, and that's all, nothing else. Or actually, this guy's video was 2 cans for breakfast, 2 cans for lunch, 2 cans for dinner. Okay. After 5 days, the changes in your body health-wise are just off the scale, remarkable. So a few weeks ago, I thought, I'll try that. So I bought some Portuguese sardines. Nuri brand, N-U-R-I. And I also have King Oscar sardines, which JB made fun of, but I like King Oscar sardines. They taste good, and I think it's a good brand. And I did it for 2 days, and my head was pounding. Headache. And my body, my mind, my brain chemistry was changing. It was really getting strong and powerful, but I couldn't take it. So I went back to regular 3 meals a day, including potato chips. But I think if you can do the sardine diet for 5 days, 2 cans 3 times a day, and nothing else but water. The change to your brain chemistry and bodily health would be off the scale in terms of improvement and optimization. Let's see here. Well, you watch all the shows. You're a heavy supporter, so yeah, you're a fan. Oh, the cleaning lady did a superb job today. Well, she always does a superb job, as you say. I'm just here for the entertainment. Right, okay. Yeah, I did see Watch Nicholas. Watch Nicholas did a show about a week ago. And so I clicked on it. And at the beginning of the show, maybe it's still up, I don't know. At the beginning of the show, someone mentioned me in the chat. And Nicholas, immediately, his brain cracked. And he said, Morty's a faggot. Then he went off on a Morty hate tantrum. And then 2 minutes later, he said, "No, I love Morty. Morty reminds me of my brother. Morty's a really nice guy." So, and then he just left the show later on. At the end of the show, he just left, just like vanished. Very strange show. I think he was imbibing way too much weed and or beer, or whatever he drinks. But I don't know where the faggot comment came from. I mean, he didn't say prick or asshole or piece of shit. Morty is a faggot. Don't believe me? Check out Nick's last show. It's in the first minute or two. Yeah. Amazing. And this is after he said he would love me forever when I bought him the beer and the weed. Incredible. Who calls people faggots? Who does that? Who does these kinds of things? What's wrong with these people? Cheap beer and self-hate. Yeah, he does buy the cheap beer. He enjoys quality beer, but he told a story about he found some 6-packs of beer in a garbage dumpster in the back of the liquor store or some shop where he was out passing by, and he saw in the back of the supermarket or the liquor store there were unopened 6-packs and cases of beer. So he pulled them out of the dumpster. He told the story. So he pulled them out of the dumpster or next to the dumpster and brought them home and had all the beers. Dumpster beer diving, unbelievable. From a guy who's made millions in the stock market, or hundreds of thousands, he's dumpster diving for cans of beer. Holy shit, amazing. Unity now. Yeah, right. What a joke. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Crybaby saggy skin. Watch Nicholas smoked a cigar and threw up on his dog. Are you making that up or is that true? That is absolutely disgusting. Are you saying that's true, Crybaby? Unbelievable. You've inspired me, Morty. I'm preparing some tuna fish right now. I buy a brand of tuna fish nowadays from Costco. It's very good. It's called Safe Catch. It's not albacore. It's what do they call it? Yellowfin tuna? Is that what they call it? And it's a high quality tuna fish, and it says, tested on the label. It says tested to 0.000001 mercury free and that kind of stuff. So it's very good. I also bought a jar of mayonnaise at Costco. It's very large, but and I forgot the brand name. It says made with avocado oil. I think the brand is Chosen, CHOSEN. They make mayonnaise and I guess ketchup and mustard and shit. And it's a different consistency than Best Foods or Kraft, but yeah, I guess it's okay. But Trader Joe's has good mayonnaise, but I haven't been to a Trader Joe's in quite a while. But I bought their mayonnaise once. It was very good. Multi-million-dollar trust fund and dumpster beer. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. Yeah. Crybaby saggy skin gets the truth from the orbs. The truth is undeniable. Yeah, you think so? You might be right. Yeah, I bought Duke's mayonnaise a year or two ago to try it out, and it's a popular, big selling brand, I think down south in particular, but I didn't like it that much. I mean, it was okay, but I didn't buy a second. I didn't buy it again. So you're making tuna with Duke's mayonnaise, Wickles pickles, spicy relish. Really? Wow. Morty, have you heard of or listened to the Power Pundit YouTube channel? No, I've never heard of that channel. Let me look them up. Okay, here he is. Jesus Enrique Rosas channel focused on U.S. and world politics. Never heard of the channel before. He looks like he's a Trumper kind of channel. Yeah, okay. It's very, very good. All right, I'll take a look. That just gave me an idea for a good name for a YouTube channel. Let me see if anyone has it. I just thought of a name for a channel. Does anybody have this name? No? Well, let me try one more. No, I just thought of a great name for a channel and nobody... Oh, somebody does have it. Some guy from India has that channel name. Damn it. Well, and here's another guy. Oh, a lot of people have it. It's a good name. Okay. Well, so much for that. No. It was something grosser. So, more gross. More cesspool oriented. Yeah, Power Bottom channel. I talked to Nick about Power Bottoms because this is a couple of years ago, maybe, and we were talking about TV shows, how disgusting, low class, low life, degenerate the people who create television shows now are. Their minds are in just the gutter, deviant lifestyle. And I said, a great new show that would be a hit. It would definitely go for 2 or 3 seasons. Call the show Power Bottoms. It would be on HBO or, Netflix or something like that. And it would be all about, the power bottom lifestyle. Each half-hour episode would be about something power bottom oriented. You'd have your 2 or 3 main stars, all extremely, flamboyant. And the show would be called Power Bottoms. And it would be an instant hit. Premiering this Friday. Power Bottoms. It would be a big hit. And I had some other show ideas, which would definitely work too. But yeah, anyway. Crybaby Sakis and Docs, you'd probably like the Promethean Action In-Depth and the Promethean Updates channel. Never heard of those. Have you tried or heard of these platforms, Polymarket or Kalshi? They call them prediction market platforms, basically gambling. I've heard of Polymarket. I don't know anything about Polymarket or Kalshi, though. Will you consider appearing on Jax's channel? Good question. I wouldn't necessarily rule it out. No reason to rule it out. Trump's son is on the board of both of them. Okay, so does that mean anything? I don't know. Well, if and when Jax comes back with a new channel, the word will spread like wildfire, and everybody will find out then. So if and when he comes back with a new channel, I mean, if and when he appears with a new channel, the word will spread instantly through the cesspool, and everybody will find out right away. Does Morty have a rain gauge? No, I don't. Is that something I should get? A rain gauge? I don't know, Gigadwa. No idea. Ask him. Rufus, you can bet on all kinds of things, like if Trump will say Sleepy Joe in his speech. John Oliver did an episode on them this past Sunday. Interesting. John Oliver. Who watches that crap? Yeah. Oh, really, Docs? Okay, well, that's good news. Here's a Bill O'Reilly thumbnail. Picture of Bruce Springsteen, and O'Reilly says, he's stone cold dumb. Bill O'Reilly on Bruce Springsteen. Absolutely correct. Bruce Springsteen is an imbecile. There's no question about it. Undeniable. Absolute imbecile. Hey, you're right. The channel's up. It's called The Holiday Man. Jax has a new stream. Just go to YouTube, type in at the Holiday Man, and he says live stream, hangout, hate the usual stuff. There you go. It's official. And he posted a day ago. He says, "Hey boys and girls, thanks for the subs thus far. And after my surgery this Wednesday, we'll get this mother trucker rockin' and rollin'. Same bad time, same bad channel. Get out of fucktown, honey." There you have it. All right. So everyone, get over there and subscribe. Just type in at the Holiday Man. He's up and running. A co-host has not been named at this time. You got what? He should have named it "Welcome to F Town" or something like that. That's a good idea too. That's a good title name, channel name. No guardrails. Well, all right. Good luck to him. Did I click the bell? Let me go back and check his channel, because I need to be notified as soon as he does a show. No, I didn't do that. So I just clicked the bell, so I get notified of his show. No, it doesn't. You have to click that little bell thing, and when you click that, it'll give you some choices. And you have to click all notifications, and that gets you a notification of every live show. Let me look at that here. So you click subscribe, then you see that bell thing pops up, then you click it again, and it says all, personalized, none, or unsubscribe. You have to click all, and that gets you the instant the notifications of a show coming on. Well, good. Now you know that. Very nice. I hear the first show is sponsored by Ski Soda. Well, that would be great. Yeah. Docs, have you noticed Bear is slowly inching his way back to AC3 Live? Well, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I've been sharing screen for years, but when I tried something different, sharing screen, it wasn't able to work. So, as I mentioned earlier in the show, for this Sunday show, and this is truth, okay? I'm going to try it. I've been practicing, and I'm going to try it again. And if I can't get over this little technical bump of what I want to do, which is very easy to do, other people do it all the time. If I can't figure it out, I'm just going to abandon Morty's Diner. That's it. I just won't do any new shows. Period. I mean, I'll appear in comments or maybe on somebody's show, but I'm not going to do any more content if I can't figure it out. So Sunday is it. It's either a success or it's over. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah. I know. I've shared tons of stuff, but I was trying to do something a little different, and I'll figure it out. I gave myself till Sunday, and I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out. Are anchovies better than sardines? Not for me. They're way too salty. And if they didn't add all that salt, anchovies would be fine. But I can't eat them. I just don't like them. Yeah. Well, thanks. Let me keep working on it, and we'll see how it goes. Okay? What do you mean, the screen you have now? What do you mean? You mean the Morty's Diner photo? That's a screen share, too. Yeah. Well, there's 15 viewers, so thanks everyone for watching. Yeah, I'm really hungry. I need to have some food. It's 5 o'clock. I haven't eaten since like 9, so I'm going to make the tuna thing. Tuna rice, peas, mayo. That's what I'll make. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for today's super chatters, and I will be back Sunday, and it either works or it doesn't work, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so long, everyone. Oh, wait. What's this? Morty, would you consider doing one show guest starring Easy Company? Oh, Easy can come here anytime he wants. I did a show with Easy Company on The Dungeon 4, 5, 6 months ago. It was a 3-hour show, I think, something like that. Just me and him talking. I don't remember the details. It went great. Yeah. Of course, it brought about hate from the haters, but it was just, easygoing chat. Nothing toxic. We got along fine. Yeah. I invited him to come on. He said, he says, when are you going to invite me on your channel? I said, you can go on my show anytime you want. He goes, well, I need an invitation. So I said, okay, you're invited. Come over anytime you want. He goes, okay. And haven't talked to him since, I don't think, but yeah. All right, that's it. See you, everyone. Thank you.